Hi all, and welcome back to Marina's Vibe, my YouTube channel. In today's episode, we are in Seoul in South Korea. In today's episode, we are going to walk together to the Namsam Tower or the N Tower, and on the way there, I am going to give you a few tips and tricks that you need to know before coming to Seoul, South Korea. So the way of arriving to the N Tower is so easy because you have this route and then you have the stairs. And it's beautiful either way because here you get to see more nature, and on the stairs as you walk you see more of the city. There's also a bus leading there, so you can even take the bus, and you can also take the cable car if you want to make it to the top without an effort. But it's not that difficult to make it to the top. You just need to take your time and enjoy the way there. I would recommend walking the way up and walking the way down because it's so beautiful. Whoa, you can see all the city from here. So here are a few things that you need to take into account if you're soon traveling to South Korea. First of all, you might pay with your credit card almost everywhere, but not always your local credit cards are going to work. I have my local bank in Romania and my credit card didn't always get accepted. Therefore, I mostly used my card from Revolut, which was always accepted. When you're going to withdraw cash, you're going to need it for the T-Money card. The T-Money card is basically a card where you load only cash. When you load money on it, you can use it for the transportation, for the buses, for the metro. Sometimes you can even pay with it. You can pay entrances to a few palaces by using this card. So it's really convenient to have it, and you have to have it if you want to get around Seoul. At the same time, you will need cash for the street food. South Korea and Seoul in general is known for the street food, the good street food that I have in here. Therefore, you might need to keep some cash for the street food. When you are going to pay with your Apple Pay or with an application, sometimes it might require your physical card. Therefore, make sure you have it with you all the time. Let's talk a bit about the transportation in here. It is supposed to be easier than in Japan because there's only one company who runs all the subway lines and I guess the buses as well. It might be overwhelming at first, but then you will get used to it. So for the transportation here, you cannot use Google Maps because it's not made for South Korea. It's not working in South Korea, and you need two local apps, which are Naver Map and Kakao Map. On Kakao Map, even if the map is good, sometimes you don't see the names in English, so you see in Korean and the Korean alphabet. Therefore, this might be a bit confusing. At the same time, if you are using the Naver Map, you can see your dot moving on the map. For example, if you want to walk from a spot to another one, you cannot really you cannot really use Google Maps, but you can easily use Naver Maps. You just need to get used to the application. I heard many complaints about the transportation system while I was in here, and also when I was doing my research for South Korea and for Seoul. But I would say that if you're a traveler or if you've been to more countries, it will not be that difficult. You have to stay focused, you have to be persistent, and you have to keep your eyes wide open. They have a very interesting system where you see on the floor the lines leading you to your line. Basically, every single line has a number, a color, and a name. And actually, you can see, for example, the line number 1 is the one I use the most because of my accommodation, and it was really easy to to navigate around the city, then you are having some signs on the walls indicating you the way. Each station has a number, and the previous station has that number -1, the next station has that number +1, so you will know which one is the next station. There are also arrows indicating you where the next station is, or where the train is going to. When it comes to walking around the city is really walkable and walking friendly. Now it's November and it's a bit cold, to be honest. I have a lot of blouses on me because it's really cold. It's like 4 degrees outside, but you can also have these self warmers. You can find them in 7-Elevens, and basically the idea, I don't know if you know about them, but this is my first time I'm seeing something like this. Basically, once you open the bag, like the plastic bag where they're in, when they contact the air, they're going to get self-heated. Therefore, they are staying heated for about 15 hours, and you can carry them with you along the day so that you will be warm while walking around. As for the accommodation, I would really recommend you not to book it in the last minute because I booked my accommodation less than 1 week before my trip, and there were not many left, and the prices were pretty expensive. The best 2 areas that I know that are good for Seoul, and especially for tourists coming to Seoul for a few days, are Hongdae and Myeongdong. So I recommend that you search an accommodation in these 2 areas. In the same time, I have an accommodation on the other side of the river, of the Han River. Basically, Seoul is split by this Han River, and all the attractions are on the northern part of it. Therefore, you might consider booking your accommodation on the northern part, and even if you don't find one, and if you book an accommodation in the southern part of it, there's not going to be an issue because in that part you are having many metro lines that are leading you to the touristic spots. I was really close to the line number 1, so I took this line every single day. Let's also talk a bit about the food expenses and about how much would you pay for one meal. So you can eat pretty well at a restaurant starting with 11,000 Korean won, and you can eat up to 30,000 Korean won. A coffee is between 3 to 5 or 6,000 Korean won. A dessert, a good one, and a bakery would be around 8 or 9,000 Korean won, but it can also be more, like 11,000 Korean won. So it really depends. 언제나 함께 있었음 해 모든 게 다 통하니까 feels like daydreaming 너와 있을 땐. Thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know what are the things that you should not miss when visiting Seoul, South Korea, then subscribe, because I'm soon going to post a full video with the things, with the places that you want to visit, with the food that you need to try. So stay tuned and see you next time. Nowhere can I find someone like